Hi, I'm Erin Bradley with Serge Fabric Shop. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use dye to make your bra elastics and lining match your lace. Today I'm using this acid dye that I got from Dharma Trading Company. I'm using color 630 Spruce in order to match this really pretty lace that I got from the shop. You can dye pretty much all of the findings that you're going to need. So I'm using the white strap elastic from the shop, as well as the white peacoat elastic, and I'm also using the hook and eye white from the shop as well. And then I'm also going to be dyeing the findings because they are coated in nylon, so they can be dyed as well. And then I'm also using this white premium athletic knit from the shop. And I'm just kind of experimenting to see if it'll take the color. I think it should, but I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot. You're also going to need a pot and a spoon. Now you're going to want to make sure that these are not the ones that you use to cook with, because the dye does have a lot of chemicals in it, so you're going to want to make sure that you don't use anything that you're cooking with. So I just went to the thrift store and bought a cheap pot and a cheap spoon, and that's what I'm going to be using. You're also going to need white vinegar, so make sure you grab that out as well. So to start, what we're going to do is we're going to put enough water in the pot to cover all of your things that you're dyeing. So I'm going to go ahead and put some water in my pot. Okay, so now that I have water in the pot, I'm going to put it on the stove and bring it to a boil. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that the pot is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat and get it down to just a simmer. And then I'm going to add in my dye. And you can kind of start with just a little bit and see kind of how it looks. So I'm just put a little bit in there and stir it together so that it's all mixed. And then you'll go ahead and add your notions to it. So I have added my notions to just a bucket of water here, or container of water, and I'm going to do that just to make sure that when I put it into the dye, it all gets evenly applied and I don't have spots that are different colors. So now that it's kind of gotten all wet, I'm going to go ahead and take them out and put them in my pot. Go ahead and make sure that they get put under, trying to pop out. Now I'm going to grab my findings, put them in. I'm going to leave this in for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of vinegar and let it sit for even longer. Okay, so now that it's been sitting for a while, boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add in the vinegar, stir it a little bit more, and then let it sit for another 10 minutes. With the vinegar in there, just keep stirring it while you're doing that. Okay, so now that it's sat for another 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take it over to my utility sink and dump out all the dye and wash as much of the extra dye off of it as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the washing machine and let it run through a cycle to get clean. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pour out all the water that I can. And I'm doing this in my utility sink. I'm doing this in my utility sink just so that the dye doesn't get all over everything. I managed to get it all over the hot pad. Okay, and now I'm just going to rinse this out and try to get as much of the dye off of the fabric as I can. And once I've got them kind of rinsed out, I'm going to put them in my washing machine and just let them run through the washing machine. And it's kind of interesting, you can see everything takes the dye a little bit differently. So like my strap elastic turned this really dark green, and then this Peacoat elastic barely took it at all. This one has rubber in it, so it didn't react very well to the dye. This plush back Peacoat did take it and got a nice color of green there. Once you have washed all of your notions, you're going to let them air dry, and then they should be ready to sew. You can see that they're all kind of slightly different in shade of color, and that's just part of the nature of dyeing them. They're going to turn out slightly different. And that's part of the fun as well. You can see my findings are pretty light. I hope this was helpful for you, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section on this video, and I'd be happy to get back to you.